Well, welcome back to the Political Guy. Thank you, Cathy Heritier, who's running for mayor here in Columbia City. And thank you for taking the time. My first question is going to be an easy one for you. What does the word politics mean for you?
The word politics means for me is it's an opportunity to serve people within my community. I think it should be construed as a ability to be able to stand up for the policies that best benefit the people of the community that you're representing. And I believe that it should come from a genuine heartfelt background. That's what we all hope for as our candidate that we choose is someone who will represent us and actually put into play the policies that they talk about when they're out there on the streets talking with their constituents. And I think that's very important.
Okay.
Did I answer your question?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You know, they're your answers. So as long as you're being honest, and which we appreciate, that you're always going to answer them. The next question is going to be, when did you find yourself becoming interested in politics? At what point? Where did that come about?
Yeah, sure. You know, I thought about a question like that. That's interesting that you ask, because if I think back to what really spurred me to be interested in politics, I've actually put out yard signs for other candidates. I've actually walked door to door for other candidates, and that is probably where I really got my inspiration to be a candidate, because I think we need to continually cultivate candidates within our community. Yes. And I feel that my constituents have actually cultivated me because of their interaction with me and talking to me about their concerns and what they want to see out of a candidate. And I feel that I can represent them well through my experiences, through my past experiences that I've had. And I feel like I've obtained a set of skills that I can help people out with. And I truly believe that it's probably been brewing longer than I thought. But this has just been a really unique opportunity for me to be able to forge ahead and become a candidate for our constituents.
Well, I really like that you're pointing out, it seems to me, if I'm understanding your answer, is that it's like being, I mean, once you get involved in politics, whether, you know, with even with other candidates and with other people in general, it becomes a community where running for office is part of being involved in that community, and and of course, with, you know, as an extension in that society.
It absolutely is.
Yeah, I love that. I love the aspect of being a part of a community and realize when you realize how much politics is involved in that specific town or that city, then you really you become part of that city when you become part of the politics of it.
Right. And I think it truly became a part of me before I knew it.
Yeah.
It was actually there, which is exciting.
Yeah, you turn around and all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I really care about these issues. That, you know, and
you do.
Yeah,
you do.
So it actually brings me to the next question, which is perfect, which is from doing your campaigning, where do you feel the rest of the community is on board with politics? Are they turned off by it? Are they feeling cynical? Between, you know, the ratio between cynical to engaged, where do you see how involved people are politically that you're just talking to?
I think from every walk of life, if you walk door to door, you would know that most citizens are very concerned and very engaged. Especially, I would say, your older constituents that have been in the community and have experienced more, you know, life experiences, I will say. I believe that these people really, really have a beat on what is going on in their community. They know what they want, they know what they expect, and they know what they want out of their candidate. They know what they want out of their mayor. And they are very engaging. They are quick to tell you, you know, what their concerns are, no matter what level the concern. And there are all sorts of concerns. So I think even before I announced my candidacy, I found myself in my store talking politics with people. And it was just something that they were open to talk about. And when you announce that you're a candidate, certainly the windfall of political questions comes. So yes, it's definitely something that people are concerned about, and they want to know what's going to happen, and they want to know what you're going to do. And I think that's important, and I encourage it.
I found that when I was campaigning, sort of what you're saying, when I was campaigning, you go door to door, and you're knocking on doors, and for once, people finally have that segment of time where they feel like, hey, someone's going to listen to me politically, and these are people who don't normally talk politics, and they're grateful that you came to let them bend your ear.
And I see that too.
Yeah, I love that. I love bringing that out in people, just saying, hey, you know what? You got something that's on your mind. Throw it my way right now because I'm here.
I think it's been interesting that they're so willing to just come in.
Yes.
And they're so willing to just express themselves, like I said, even before my candidacy. So they're wanting to talk about it. They're concerned, and it's important to them.
I fear that the general media kind of doesn't realize how engaged the public is, and I think that even the public doesn't realize how interested that they are until they find those particular seconds at the door that someone wants to hear what they got to say. My next question is for your campaigning. What sort of structure do you have to build for running for mayor? What sort of structure do you have to build with the staff, if any, finances, and those sort of things? Do you find go ahead.
That's a good question. A lot. You have a lot to do. It's like a job in itself to campaign for any candidacy. If you do it correctly and do it the way that it should be done. First of all, you have to build a core group of people that are your campaign committee. And from the committee, then you can delegate duties. And of course, you choose your treasurer, which keeps track of all your funds, writes your checks for you, tells you when you need more money in the campaign, tells you when you're doing well. You can delegate someone to be in charge of yard signs. You can delegate someone to be in charge of your media, delegate someone to set up little coffee parties. There's just myriads of things you can do with people. And I have been so fortunate. I have a wonderful campaign committee. These people have been my backbone and just believe in me 110%. And I can't say enough about the wonderful group of people that I have to work with. We have about 12 people total that are on my committee. And boy, are they committed. Down at the 4-H fair, they were sweating over hot grills in 99-degree weather.
It was terrible.
Barbecuing
it was hot.
And cooking corn on the cob. And, they walked with me in the Old Settlers Day Parade when it was hot. They went door to door and let the sweat roll down their back, as well as stood right there beside me. And they've been wonderful. Just wonderful people. So.
And I'm just for the person who's not involved in politics, when you're on a smaller campaign, I'm assuming it's the same for you. Those are all volunteers. You don't get even your treasurer, someone who's close to your any finances you have to deal with, still is doing that out of the kindness of their heart to watch over your money. But it takes a lot of trust, more so than on a more federal campaign, because you're not paying people.
Right. Well, and these are people that you know. And maybe, I had several people that even surprised me, came up and said, what can I do? I'll, whatever it takes. In fact, I had so many people that came to me and were willing to help me that I really had to work hard to find duties for everyone, because they just came out of the woodwork and were so excited for me. and that's a really encouraging moment for any candidate when they know they have such good support. So, and it is a circle of trust with us. Yeah,
absolutely. My next question is going to be, while you've been walking from door to door and talking to people and working those town fairs and whatnot, what concerns are coming up for you on generally, and are there any that you were kind of surprised to see that have been that you didn't take into consideration, but you're now seeing as a big deal for your community?
Well, that's interesting because there really are not any concerns that I would say are any different than I have as a citizen, as a mother, as a business owner, than any other person in this community. Mm-hmm. I think, they fluctuate a little bit depending on where they're at in their walk of life. Mm-hmm. Yes. Whether you're a very young person, whether you're raising a family, or whether you're an elderly person that's on a fixed income that needs to make sure that, utility rates and don't go up, and you can pay your bills and meet your bills. But I think across the board, pretty much every problem that every other citizen has or concern about the city, or I should say, there are also other opportunities that people do say, gosh, I love our city. I don't have any complaints. And that's wonderful to hear as well. But I would say across the board, it's not a surprise to me because I've lived here for 40 years and I understand what people are talking about, and their concerns are my concerns. Mm-hmm.